Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Sutton Trade Error. Today we have a very special episode on a very special stock that's on everyone's minds, probably. It is Beyond Meat, and as it is becoming the meme stock of the year. Let's dive right into it. So, as you can see with Beyond Meat, it did something crazy this week. I mean, this thing used to be for a while. We'll look at the YTD. Essentially, it went from $3 to $2 to all the way down to like freaking 50 cents. I mean, like it was worth nothing. And then out of nowhere, it got pretty hot on Reddit, essentially, and we can show the Reddit threads later. And it shot up all the way to a beautiful, essentially $7.69 today, which was insane. Ending the day as low as $3.18 right now, which is really insane to see this kind of volatility, you know? Goes up so high, it was up 100% on the day, it was up 500% before. You could have bought this at 51 cents. I mean, within a week, it's at $7. I mean, that's crazy. That's like a 14x from lows. So it's just like, how did this go down, and what is the future for this? Is this worth holding on? Is there more short to squeeze? Or is this run over, and this is going back to like zero? Let's study what is happening. Everything. So, look, I mean, essentially, it's surging on the short squeeze. That's pretty obvious. It's up 518% in the past 5 days. Insiders bought a bunch literally yesterday, as you can see right there. Very interesting. October 20, so on Monday, actually. So on Monday, they loaded up. Let's look at the weekly again. On Monday here, they loaded up around here, about $1, and then boom. So maybe these guys sold, but they only bought, how many shares did they buy? They bought, let's just say total, we got around, let's just say 5 million shares. Maybe 10 million shares. The point is, this thing traded 2 billion shares today. So this is where it's very interesting, right? It's trading 2 billion shares a day, and there are 400,000 shares shorted, according to FINRA. And there are about 40 million shares sorted on the NASDAQ with 0.04 days to cover. So considering the percentage of the flow, supposedly the flow is only 50 million shares, like, you know, shares available to trade. I mean, considering just $2 billion, that's why this stock is going up and down and around and in between. It just cannot handle this kind of volume. There might not be enough shares to buy. So, you know, you put in these random prices, maybe like, you know, I'll buy at $3.18, I'll sell at like $3.80, and then there's like, oh, I need to buy now. So it's really a frenzy, these kinds of things. And will the frenzy continue? What we can do right now, we can go on Reddit, and we're going to look together to see if there is more. So let's go right now to Wall Street Bets and just see. Okay, that's not, yeah, Wall Street Bets. Let's just do normal Wall Street Bets, sorry. There we go. Yeah, so it has a couple funny jokes, but essentially, the big one is, yeah, people are going to still talk about BYND as long as BYND is still being talked about really hard. I might be way too much, 2 billion in one day, exactly. Everyone wants to hold Beyond Meat. It is what it is, okay? So the idea here is that indeed there is money left in this. Now, how much more money? No one knows. However, considering how much volume there is here, I mean, you know, average volume of 500 million, that went quick. It's 2 billion. Realistically, this could pump right back. With the number of shares shorted, I mean, it's like 20% of the flow. It's not 50% like this says, not 60% like this says. So few days to cover. No shares available to short, really, so people just have to buy it. Whoever starts covering, they can start shorting. But overall, it seems like, yeah, you see the borrow rates are pretty crazy, obviously. They don't want you to continue shorting this. Overall, it does seem like one of those stocks that could have more meat, as they say, with Beyond Meat. But yeah, as you can see here, these guys are pretty bullish. Debt load demands attention. Yeah, okay, it is true. The company is screwed, okay? So if you do this trade, please get in, get out quick. We're going to finally check the options because this is where I think it's very interesting, the stock. It's the November 7th. I remember seeing that. You can sell a put, a $2 put for 41 cents, or a $3 put if you think this is like where it's going to level out for 96 cents. And that is incredibly interesting. 96 cents. So basically, you're buying the stock for like $2.12 if you get assigned. So, I mean, with this kind of thing, I mean, and especially if you sell calls, like if you look at the December 19s, people are still willing to buy like a 40 call. And look, there's 47,000 shares traded today. Like, this is pretty liquid. So you can definitely buy and sell. I mean, if you look at the implied volatility, it's insane how much these are trading. So, sorry about that. So just considering that, I think there's a lot of opportunity in this Beyond Meat, and therefore it's not over. As long as there's still volume, I would chase it. Now, don't go in pre-market, check open market. Maybe it's going to gap down or gap up. But either way, you're going to do the opposite, right? You're going to sell the opposite. And that should be very profitable for you once you understand the direction of the market. Because no one knows the future, and you want to be safe. Anyways, this was Rex. I just presented to you Beyond Meat, and I hope to see you in the next video.